Hello, I come to you live with a message of peace. I am under strict instruction from the Kryptonian government to impart to you the knowledge that your feeble race has been deprived of. Wait for the list to populate. I'm only live because of Jack. I wasn't gonna go live. I'm gonna see if I could catch Jack now because I'm gonna be on a boxing voice later. So I'll see if I could get this out of the way now. Early morning. Hey, Dreamland, what's good, man? I'm just trying to get this out of the way because he was very adamant that he wants to debate me about the same exact shit I just debated about. He probably has two talking points that he's going to hang on to for dear life for the next, I don't know, 30 minutes. You have to rate Josh where I rate Josh. Well, what the fuck is your criteria? Don't have criteria. Want to debate pound for pound. Tyson Fury is a charlatan. James Jackson. Ow! Those of you that are welcome to see me cook Jack Alter, very weak and feeble Jack Alter, who is not fit to carry my spit bucket or my jock strap. I'm waiting for you, Jack. I'm waiting. If you do not appear, I will take that as an acquiescence of defeat. You fear me, Jack. Do not want some shit. I'm gonna be on a boxing voice later, so I gotta wrap this up before 11. Talking about the morning. That's gonna be the theme song to the show. It's gonna be me singing. I have a blonde wig on. Early morning boxing talk. Talking about the morning boxing talk. We are going to roast Jack Alter early in the morning for our cousins across the Atlantic Ocean. I will destroy you, Jack. You are feeble and weak. Tonio Hernandez, what's good? Iceman Virtuoso. Let's get into some Beanie Siegel. Let the speculation boil over. Dig this. I'm about to sun kiss like a soda. Make J to the moi, put his lips on this nine and really kiss the game goodbye. You about to really make me hurt you, Jack. Spitting candy bars. Sweeter than a Hershey kiss. I got the heat about to work the fifth. Resin off that purple shit. The rubber gotta get a hearse to spit. You broke. Talking about you rock yourself out. When I see you gonna really wish you knocked yourself out. You want it with me? You need the whole locks to help out. It's just me. I don't need the rock to help out. I can show you how grimy done. Cuff your ass, whoop your ass, strip your ass till your mommy come. Got the mass and attacks with the Tommy guns. Leave it up to Hove, the XL Tommy buns. We could bet what you owe Puff and double your debt. Mark that quadruple the threat. Now look what you made me do. Brains blue, my team in a marine blue. 6 coupe. Heat it out, weed it out. Oh, why can't be music be good like that anymore? I was goody Don Ricardo, Danny Davis. Saqib, you slut! The slut of London, Saqib. We meet again. Honestly, for me, Ant, it was Beans. Like Jada, it's not that Jada, Beans didn't beat him by much, but for me, Beans won. Broad Street Bully. This is 11:05 in Brisbane. 11:05 p.m. Australia is a beautiful country, man. It really is. I'd want to go there if everything there weren't trying to kill me. See, a lot of people, if you read up on Australia, it's a very tough country with very tough, strong people. That's why you see so many Australian stuntmen and fighters and cross sportsmen. They're very tough, strong people. And it's because they come from a very tough, strong, harsh environment. Yeah, it was close, and it was close. I'm just waiting for Jack. I told Jack that I would go live very soon today. So I'm waiting for Jack so that he could come here and tell me his one or two talking points that are supposed to change my mind. Can you believe Jaron Ennis is moving up the middleweight already? He's tired of the diva pop. Well, none of those guys. See, the thing with Jaron, right? And this is why that sides of the street argument is just a lot of BS. Jaron is fighting on the same platform as many of the top 10 welterweights, but none of them seem to want to fight him. Keith Thurman is pretending he doesn't know who he is. Danny's moving up to 154 to fight guys from 147. Sean's not going to give Jaron the time of day. So even though he's kind of on the same side of the street as those guys, he still can't get the fights, which is why telling someone, oh, you on the wrong side of the street, that is bullshit. You just don't want to fight them. Yeah, he posted something on his Instagram, Sean, saying that he's moving up. He posted that, but we'll see. We'll see. Boxing news changes by the hour. Just watch a debate about pound for pound with that kid. Yeah, I mean, and he brought it to me, like I said, because he said he wanted to debate me. So I'm like, oh, well, okay, well, just pick a subject because I don't really know, I don't know what points of contention we have that would be feasible for a debate. Like, I don't know. He picked pound for pound. Sequib, you slut. You murdered the village. I will smite you with the sword of righteousness. Cunt. How's the weather over there, Mark? Oh, yeah, I see you, Sequib. He has to move like Ortiz, step by step. Well, Ortiz is getting better fights than Jaron Ennis. Consider that he got Maurice Hooker the last fight. Great fight, by the way. I liked the fight. It was a fun fight to watch. Now he's getting a former world title challenger in Egidijus Kabalyauskas. I really like that fight. That's a great fight. And Jaron, even though he's on the same side of the street as most of the other welterweights, look at what's going on. Just because you over there, don't mean they're going to want to fight you. Just because you over there. I bring it up all the time. Gary and Leo. I'm waiting for Jack. Cowardice is known in my country, in the countries of several of my brothers. He fears me. He fears my God. Hey, what's good, Alexander? But yeah, I'm noticing one thing that really has my attention is how people are actually advocating for Canelo to go to the PBC so that they can in turn have to pay for pay-per-view. When I see someone doing this, I immediately come to the conclusion that this person does not pay for boxing, because there's no way that a paying customer would advocate to pay 4 times more to see the same fighter when they can pay 4 times less. The only person that would do that is someone who pays nothing to see boxing because all they do is steal shit. Because that doesn't make sense to me as a consumer. Why would I want Canelo to go to the PBC so I could have to pay 4 times more to see him? How does that benefit me? I'm a consumer after all. Canelo's going to do what he's going to do. The PBC is going to do what they're going to do. But I'm a consumer. I have to worry about myself, right? So as a consumer of boxing who pays for boxing monthly and annually, why would I want to pay 4 times more? Why would I want to pay 4 times more to see the same fight that I could see on DAZN for 4 times less? Why would I want that? That makes no sense. And when I see someone saying that Canelo need to go to the PBC, oh, so you want to pay $320 annually for 4 fights? Because that's what would happen. For every single one of those fights that he has over there, you have to come out of pocket $80. Now, because you don't buy shit and you don't pay for shit, you don't see it that way, because all you're going to do is steal the fight. But you want to sit here and tell me about how Canelo needs to go on pay-per-view. No, you do not get to give products reviews on products that you steal. All right? You don't pay for boxing. I got to pay for the shit that I be watching. You don't. So what the fuck you look like giving me a product review? Reynaldo feels. They are PBC fanboys. They want the narrative. Yeah. That's exactly what it is, Sean. As a consumer, I have to look out for my own best interests. And if DAZN is fully capable of staging that fight with Caleb Plant, then he need to cross his B-side ass over and have the fight. Otherwise, you don't want it. Canelo's the cash cow. We all know that. From 160 to 168 to 175, he's the biggest draw. So what the fuck we got to get into a haggling situation with a B-side guy like Caleb Plant? If you want the fight, cross over. Now, I've maintained that he don't really want that fight because you letting everybody else do the talking for you. You don't really want that fight. If it's just about the fight, cross your ass over, have the fight, and make your money. That's it. Hello there. I've watched your recent debate, and the debate was funny, my friend Antonio Mosley. I jest in the seriousness of the matter. Bourgois Jones, LDBC members are saying that Canelo should accept a 3-fight deal, but didn't have that energy for exactly. When DAZN, and bear in mind, the only reason that DAZN offered Wilder a multi-fight deal is because he wanted a 2-fight engagement. That was his issue from before. He wanted a 2-way rematch clause. So they said, okay, we'll give you that. 2 transatlantic fights, one in the UK, one in the US. That's what you wanted. And then when it was that, oh, now you worried about the platform. Why are you worried about the platform when you just said you're a network free agent? Then why are you worried about the platform? If you feel you're going to knock that dude out, just go do it, dog. And I don't even want to waste time on Wilder because Wilder is a waste of time. Fucking want to waste time on that. Like, bruh. I'm telling you, Don Vecchiano, the only people you see advocating for Canelo to go to the PBC are people that do not spend money on boxing. Guys like me and you that we pay for this shit. Why the fuck would we want to pay 4 times more to see the same fighter? I just saw Canelo Alvarez 3 times in the span of 6 months. And at no point did that cost me $80. Not once. If these jackasses have it their way, we got to pay $80 every time he gets out there. They don't worry about that because all they doing is stealing shit. But me and you got to worry about that because I ain't trying to wrestle with no messy stream or no laggy stream on fight night. No, I want to see a good, clear stream. So I guess I got to buy a fight. And if I buy a fight, $80 every time. Free agent and unable to get a deal. Let me tag him. Yeah, I'm on the Boxing Voice later. That's just hit me up, so I'm gonna go on there later, and we're gonna chop it up real quick. Let me tag him. Jack Alter, is that his name? What is this guy's name, man? Jack Price, Jack Catterall. I don't think Jack Catterall wants to debate me. I think he has better things to do. He has to fight Josh Taylor soon. Oh, where is Jack, dog? Where is this guy, man? Mr. Jack Alter, I don't have him blocked. I never blocked him. Let me see. Let me put his name in. Mr. Jack Alter. There he is, okay. Alright, I just tagged him on fucking what is that shit? Twitter. Yes, it was Jack Alter. He was begging for you to debate him. He was begging for me to cook his ass because he's gonna come up here with 2 talking points, the most. And when they fail, he's gonna hang on to them for dear life, which is a massive waste of my time, but isn't that Josh Taylor's mandatory? Yes, it is, my good friend JumpTube. Josh Taylor's the greatest Scotsman that ever lived. And that's all there is to that. That's all there is. Fury is killing. Of course, he's killing interest in the heavyweight division. That's why I don't even want to talk about him, because I'm not interested. Who wins, Jay? Lara or Josh? Lara? Erislandy Lara? Why do you believe there is such a thing as a lineal champion? Why do I believe that? Because it's actually can I put this? It's observed in the sport of boxing. The lineal title and the lineage of boxing, because that's what it is. I was goody Troy. What's with people saying Fury will retire again? The reason they're saying that is because this is similar to what we saw with Klitschko. That's where that feeling comes from. They feel that he might retire because this is kind of similar to what we saw when he was supposed to give Vladimir a rematch. That's why they're saying that. Now, whether or not he'll retire, I don't know. Fury released an NFT crypto to scam. Oh yeah, he's a scam artist. How am I looking slim? I look amazing. I look fucking look at me. Look at me. You fucking kidding? Look at this. Look at this, Troy. You kidding me? Look fucking amazing. I think it's the beard. Blue Blood is saying Wilder is being denied. Yeah, I don't pay attention to dudes. I don't pay attention to that dude, dog. Like, I don't. Please don't talk to me about no blue bloods. Like, you get paid to lie to people, and they literally pay you to lie. So don't listen to that dude, man. How the fuck is he being deprived of undisputed when he admitted, while he still had the WBC title, they offered him more money? I don't need to see these guys running circles to try to explain that away. Wilder said that himself. I saw all the offers that they made him, and I saw how he responded to every single one of those offers. I don't care what his cheerleaders say. I don't care. I'm based in the UK, and we pay 20 to 25 max for a pay-per-view. I can enjoy the fight with a bottle of JD and some spicy chicken wings and still keep some Yeah, bro, you absolutely right, Don. It's the beard. Do you feel me, Troy? My beard of power. Do you feel me? My golden beard of power. Power it possesses. I watch 2 minutes when a good point is put across. He does, and so AJ and I do have a dad bod right now, but I ain't mad at that. I'm fucking 38. I'm not expecting to be an Adonis. PBC said they will let Canelo fight. That's their best bet to get him. That is their best bet because they already making things difficult. All right, we know who the A side fighter is. We know what the A side fighter wants. And what you guys want to do is make it difficult because you don't believe Caleb can win. You won't send Caleb out like you sent out Brian Castano. You don't believe in Caleb. That's why you figure if he's going to lose, it'll be on our side of things. That's why they're doing that, because they don't believe in that dude. There's no fucking reason that Caleb Plant versus Canelo should be hard to make. That's the truth. This is the PBC fucking shit up again. That's all it is. He's a B-side fighter. That's it. All right. If he were with the Russian Boxing Federation, if he were with some other outfit somewhere in the world, but he had the IBF title, those outfits would know. We got to send him over. We're not in a position to get into a haggling situation with Canelo, but the PBC wants to protect their shit so much. Okay, well, if you're going to beat up our guy, it has to be here. When I get a pay-per-view, I realize I have 50 quid left on your pay-per-view. So every 4 pay-per-views saved, you can get, yeah, I mean, you get a prostitute with the money these guys want to charge us for pay-per-views. It's insanity. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Once again, I reiterate, the boxing fans that pay for boxing, like me, we're not going to advocate to pay 4 times as much to see Canelo. Why would we? The only ones who do that are people that steal shit. Seriously. If I like, why would I want to pay more to see the same thing? Why would I want that? So if you see someone saying, "Oh yeah, Canelo need to go on pay-per-view," either they're very stupid, right? They're very stupid and they don't realize that they're costing themselves more money, or they're just a fucking thief that doesn't pay for anything. So of course you gonna say that. You don't spend no money on boxing. So of course you gonna say some goofy shit like that. You fucking sitting there watching shit on illegal streams and shit. Of course you gonna say that. Oh, I have Warrington, bro. I have Warrington on points. I have Warrington on points. The most painful part is that they always find a way. Yeah, but you know what the thing is? You should not argue with them. In the greater scheme of things, to the sport of boxing, those individuals don't even exist. Why? Because they're not paying for any of the content. So I'm not going to sit here and argue with somebody that don't matter to the conversation. Like you're not relevant to the conversation because you don't spend no money on boxing. What the fuck do I care what you think about boxing when you don't even pay for that shit? I'm not doing that. That is done. All of that is done for 2021. Like, nah, I'm not gonna sit here arguing with somebody. I'm spending bread to support the sport. I could steal it the way that you stealing it if I wanted to, but I want the sport to be healthy and I want it to grow and I want to keep getting certain kind of fights that I like. So I'm gonna show patronage and support. I ain't gonna sit here arguing with somebody that got to deal with a laggy ass. Like, you sitting there watching streams, like, nah, man, I don't got time for that childish ass shit. The majority of motherfuckers you see on Twitter that always want to pick a fight with somebody, always want to argue, bruh, them dudes don't buy none of that shit. Why are you arguing with them? The other day, I'm arguing with some jackass, and I'm like, look, I could pull up receipts for at least my last 2 purchases because I bought Clarissa Shields' fight and I bought the Charlo doubleheader. Those was the last 2 pay-per-views I've bought in recent memory. I pulled up the receipts for those pay-per-views quick because when you buy shit, you get receipts. This motherfucker want to sit here and argue for 2 and 3 hours because he don't have receipts. Why? Because you a fucking shoplifter, bro. I ain't gonna be sitting here arguing with your ass. Look, I look like I'm here buying shit. I'm here paying for shit. You over here stealing shit. Go ahead, keep stealing, man. Your opinion don't matter to me. Your takes on boxing do not matter to me. We not even in the same place right now that I need to listen to dumb shit from you. All you're gonna do is steal the shit. What difference is it gonna make to you if it's 80 or if it's 20? You just gonna steal it anyway. But for a consumer, for consumers like myself who pay for boxing, no, I'm not going to advocate to pay 4 times more for the same product. What am I like? What am I, an idiot? The moment you admit you steal pay-per-view boxing, you've taken yourself out of the debate when it comes who gets what based on, yeah. Yeah, you cannot argue about the virtues of pay per view and simultaneously be a thief. You are proof of the money that is not there because you steal shit. Oh, there's so much money on pay per view, so much money that you don't want to buy it. You think 200,000? These that's the other thing. I don't have time to hold everybody's hand and walk them through how the money gets broke. I don't have time for that. I do that in videos. If you didn't catch a video where I did that, okay, well that's just your fucking problem. But I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you about it. That's ridiculous. You don't even buy pay-per-views. What the fuck do you care? Fucking Spence versus Manny. I'm buying that. If Teofimo Lopez is okay and he beats George Kambosos, if that Lomachenko fight ends up on pay-per-view, yeah, I'm buying that. Are you? No, you're going to steal it, right? So why the fuck are you talking to me? Talking about value for money and motherfuckers that don't spend no money want it. Like, no, that doesn't make sense. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. That's stupid to me. Like, I'm going to sit here arguing about value for money to the consumer with someone who is not a consumer. Why? So you could feel a part of the conversation? Numerically, statistically, you don't matter to this conversation because you don't spend money on this. What we're talking about is the virtue of streaming versus pay-per-view revenue-wise. That's literally what the conversation is. And a guy or a couple of guys that don't buy shit, they want to interject like, man, shut the fuck up, man. Got time for that shit. That's ridiculous. I don't like arguing with people as it is. I don't like arguing about shit like that. But it's ridiculous to me to like, yo, dog, you know damn good and well that you don't pay for any of this. So of course, you who don't pay for none of this is gonna say that. But to the real consumers and the real customers like me, no, why would I want to pay 4 times more to see Canelo? How do I benefit from that? What's the difference? Except for the price tag. Squeeb, you slut! I would pay the pay-per-view to you, Jay, rather than give it to them. As I watch you every day for free, I hope my only wish is some way AJ versus Dillian White for Undisputed. The only 2 heavyweights who will fight anytime. You know that it might come down to that. Don't rule out the possibility that franchise could find its way to the heavyweight division. And if it does, Dillian may be elevated to heavyweight champion. Dillian White is WBC interim champion. I am Mauricio Suleiman. I am very fat. I walk every morning, but I am still very fat. Okay? Nobody has time for that stuff. Where is Jack, bro? Like, Jack. Let me see if he responded on Twitter. Yeah, I don't see Jack, bro, and I don't got all day to wait for this guy. Let me open up the panel to some of the guests. If Jack comes, then we got to clear it out so I can open up the debate of champions. Probably has one talking point, and he thinks that's a debate. You do not have the intellectual wit to match me, Jack. You are feeble and weak. Now, Paulie, hypothetically speaking, in your opinion, how would Maxim Vlasov do in a fight? Ooh, that's a great fight. I think that would be a very frustrating fight, even for Dimitri. That's a great fucking fight. That's not a fight for the casual observer, but for the hardcore boxing fan who wonders, like, well, how's he going to deal with this very awkward, durable, mobile style? That's a great fucking fight. Yeah, I do need glasses. I mean, I have glasses. You know what? I'm going to get them. Hold on. Get my glasses. Going to get my glasses.
All right.
All right.
See, on my mic adjusted.
Why the fuck is this MacBook doing that, man? Every time I scroll down. Hello, everyone. My name is Rick. here to fix your air conditioner.
What's up, Rick?
And my
Hello,
name,
Julius.
my name is Rick, and I'm here to fix
Shut up.
your air conditioner. Can you show me where it is? I'm not Clark Kent. I'm Kal-El. All right.
Morning.
Get your ass up out of here. You're E. coli.
I'm Ebola. Yeah, man, but the whole thing is stupid, bro. Like, the whole thing is, like, I don't think people realize, because we've become so accustomed to the PBC messing things up, we're not taking into account that they're literally in a haggling situation for Caleb Plant. Like, seriously? Who the fuck cares when he fights? But we got to get in, because these guys are such fucking, because we're so accustomed to them fucking everything up. We're not really, Caleb Plant, we're having static because of a Caleb Plant fight. This is ridiculous. Cross the street, or you don't want the fight. That's simple. Cross the street, or you don't want, because fuck Al Heyman. I don't care about Al Heyman. If you want to fight Canelo Alvarez, cross the street and have the fight.
And the thing is, he's really not much of a roadblock to Undisputed. He's more like a warning sign of a wet floor.
Hi, my name's Biff. I'm here to fix your air conditioner.
For fuck's sake, Julius.
Or are you gonna show me where it is?
I think you have multiple personalities disorder.
Nah, I just get really fucking bored, and this is how I entertain myself.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of movies.
I think this
And
Jack versus is a figment of your imagination.
We're all bored of this fucking boxing bullshit, man. We all love it, but you know what I mean. You love it and you hate it. That's what it is.
I'm more entertained by what has my attention now is the domestic light heavyweight scene in the UK, because they have Joshua Buatsi, Anthony Yarde, Callum Johnson, Craig Richards, and that's an interesting little pool of fighters.
When they're gonna fight?
That's the thing.
When they're gonna fight?
That's the thing.
That's with everything, isn't it? When the fuck are they gonna fight?
Well, I'll say
Jay.
Callum Johnson may end up fighting Anthony Yarde, I think.
Maybe. But can I say something, Jay? On the domestic scene in the UK at light heavyweight, right? We've been on here years, right, Jay? Been on here years. I remember. I'm gonna be straightforward. Anthony Yarde versus Ricky Summers, never happened. Anthony Yarde versus Hosea Borton, never happened. Johnson versus Borton, never. Only Johnson versus Buglion. The last time we actually had proper dust.
Buatsi and Yarde was meant to happen. That didn't happen either.
Although they were talking.
No, wait a minute.
It was never meant to happen.
No, wait a minute. This is the thing. This is the thing. Wait a minute. There's fights that didn't happen, but if we're gonna get into why they didn't happen, we have to get into what did happen. People kept complaining that Anthony was being protected, that his quality of competition was shit, right? He gets fast-tracked to Kovalev, so we can't complain now. He had the fight, and he lost, but he had the fight. He fought Lyndon Arthur. That was a good domestic scrap.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit you with a stat though. Anthony Yarde, 4 out of the last 5 he was meant to take 5 fights he was meant to take place in. He pulled out during fight week. Toothache, migraines, all sorts of shit. Dude, I don't know. If that was at world level, if that was like at world level, you'd be like, yo, he won out. If that was like, we all would. If that was like Wilder or whatever, we'd be like, he won out.
I said that 2 years ago about Anthony Yarde, though, that my expectations for him are going to be lower because at that time, let's say 2, 3, maybe even 4 years ago, he was just domestic level. I don't have all these demands of a prospect or a young fight. Like, no, I mean, the guy's just making his bones. He's not an Olympian. He ain't. He don't come from a deep amateur background. So he's not on a scale at that time. You just
That's
don't
it.
like
That's all they
Tunde.
got.
No. You just don't
That's
like
all they
Tunde,
got.
bro.
That's all
That's
they
what it's
got.
about.
That's all
That-
they got. Lions in
that's
the camp. That's all
that's
they
what it's
got.
like.
Lions in
Look,
the camp.
I heard Tunde say that dumb shit.
Listen,
And
listen,
I
Jay.
heard
Jay,
Tunde
listen.
say
Jay,
that he's
listen.
better
In
than
that fight
Andre
against
Ward.
Kovalev, I think all he said, "Come on, champ. Lions in the camp. Lions in the camp." Then tell him fucking jab or this and that. That's what a fucking trainer is meant to do. He's a trainer. He's not a hype man, is he?
Empty the tank, Ant. Empty the
Listen,
tank.
That's it.
I
Empty the
understand.
tank.
Look.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. Tunde, like I know that, like, bro, like I'm not like, you know what it is? Maybe it's because I'm old, and I am old. I try to tune a lot of goofy,
Old
silly
as
shit
fuck.
out. So Tunde is goofy and silly to me in the sense that I know what you're doing. You have to hype up your fighter. You have to
Man,
believe
I
in your
love
fighter.
Tunde. He's just not that. I like Tunde Jai. He's good. He's good. I like Anthony Yard, but he's just not what, you know what I mean? He's not, Anthony Yard is not there that we expected him. We thought he had that wow factor, like the way he had with AJ. When AJ came on the scene, we knew he was going to be something big. The same way like with Yard. His fights
See, that's the
weren't
thing.
all
No,
that. His fight weren't all that.
When Anthony Yard came, the same energy I saw for Daniel Dubois was the same energy I saw for Anthony. That it's like, yo, dog, you need to fight somebody because you look
Yes,
all right.
exactly.
You look all right, but it's not there. Like resume wise, it's not. And that's the same energy that I saw. People had the same energy for Daniel that they had for Anthony. Now, to Anthony's credit, and I give him a lot of credit for this, he did not have to take the Kovalev fight, but he took it. And it was in a bad place. It was in Chelyabinsk, Russia. It's literally in Kovalev's old town. So I give him credit. He didn't have
The
to
same
do
thing.
that.
Duba made a mistake fighting Joe Joyce straight away. Like they're fighting DE level players and they're going straight to B. It doesn't work like that. Obviously, you have to step it up.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Remind me again. Has Anthony Yard changed camps?
To my
I don't
knowledge, he
think
has
so.
not made no
I don't
additions to
think
his
so.
corner. He has not made no
Nothing.
additions to his corner. It's the same shit, and I don't understand
That's
that because
disappointing.
there's
Same shit. Lying in the camp, as if that's gonna do something for him. I don't know.
Motivational speaker.
It doesn't look like
stuff.
it. That's it.
See it, speak it, believe it. See it, speak it,
Right.
believe it.
Oh,
We're lying
Lions
in the camp.
please, man.
like, look, man, I
I
don't
want to talk about Wilder. I don't want to talk
Yeah,
about
I don't wanna
Aegis.
talk
That's
about-
another
yeah.
thing.
I
That's
don't
so
wanna talk
fucking
about
bullshit.
Wilder.
I've been hearing Jay speaking about him on his channel for the past since 2018, since I got to know you, or not know you, but since I've been watching your channel. That's it. Wilder this, Wilder that. We know the fact, and the LDBC, whoever those bitches are. You know what I mean? They just back him no matter. I was on. I watched the live 78 Sports TV or whatever it is. It's just like they're sucking each other off. Oh, you're a champ. You're this. You're that. Oh, you're a king. You're a thing. But what the fuck is this? Are we here to watch boxing? Are we here to watch? You know what I mean? To make each other better. What the fuck is this?
I'm gonna say this: the reason that a lot of the younger guys, and even some of the older ones, I'd say, the reason they don't have a point of reference and they don't understand is that they probably only recently started watching boxing. Someone like me, I don't have the patience for someone like Wilder. I don't have the patience for someone like Caleb Plant. These are stupid fucking games that are being played. You are the B-side fighter. You have never been on pay-per-view. You are not a household name. People
Never.
do
You
not-
haven't sold nothing.
You haven't sold anything. Why are we having this situation just to make a fight with your fucking ass so that your promoter can charge me $80? No, that's ridiculous. Because that's what it's all about. The only reason we're here is because your people want to gouge guys like me, the boxing fans. That's what they want to do. I'm not going to help you do that. What am I, an idiot? Oh, yeah, I want to pay $80 for the fight.
This is overlooked grievances, man. Overlooked.
I never want to pay pay-per-view for the fight, but I do. I never want to.
Archaic.
Like,
I
you
never
can't turn
want
around
to?
to me. No, I never want to, but sometimes I have to. Most of the time I have to.
You can't be the media and just
We don't pay
prop
for
up an old
football.
system.
We don't pay for cricket. We don't
Thank
pay
you.
for none of that bullshit.
Thank you, bro.
So why do you have to pay for boxing?
Thank
that's
you.
not.
I didn't have to pay
That's
for
the
true.
Euros.
no,
I
no,
didn't
but
have to pay for Euros. I watched
he
the
makes
final.
a valid point because there was a time when the biggest boxing matches they were not on pay-per-view. You could watch them on regular television. There was a time. Closed circuit pay-per-view, as far as the postmodern era of boxing, believe it or not, it is fairly recent. Big fights weren't always on pay-per-view. Not
It
always.
started with Floyd Mayweather. According to me, as far as I know boxing, I think this pay-per-view shit that's been boosted now is because of Floyd Mayweather. Everybody thinks they're Floyd Mayweather. Like Tank,
The
he's not.
yeah,
He's not Floyd Mayweather.
this thing has only been this system has only been around since 1981. The first big one I believe was Leonard versus Hearns. That was a pay-per-view fight. But since then, we've experienced a lot of mismatches and like saturation and all that stuff. And I think it's like it's torn apart the boxing community in terms of class. Because like I know some people don't have the money for it, but like you can at the same time, you cannot argue over who gets what. And at the same time, if you're the seller, right, of the product, you cannot swindle the fans. You just cannot do that
And
and
the other
expect to
thing
get a
is
return next
it's
time
quality
around.
control. It's quality control.
Yeah.
On ESPN, the biggest sports network in the country, I got a unification match not that long ago. I mean, it was over a year ago, but you got a fight like Vosdick versus Better Beef. Excellent fight. Two unbeaten champions. Did that cost $80? No. You get Teofimo Lopez versus Richard Comey. Excellent fight. Risky fight. Very risky
Amazing
fight.
fight.
Amazing fight. And all right, Jack is here, so I'm gonna have to clear it out. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Yo, real quick. Good luck on the boxing, boys, bro. I'm gonna step out.
Oh yeah, I'm only gonna be. We're only talking about I think what Ness told me we're gonna talk about is should Canelo go to pay-per-view? Well, should he go to the PBC?
You will be talking
Alright.
about Wilder. You will be talking about Wilder.
Ness, look, I'm not. I swear to God, I'll sit. Yo, look, I'll sit there and
Yeah.
count the clouds, bro. I'm not talking. Like I'm not wasting no more time on Wilder. Like, bro, like no, like.
Mate, as far as I know you, mate, you're gonna put some digs in there. You're not gonna stay quiet.
I'm
The
on
amount
point.
of shit
I'm
Wilder
on
has put us through. The amount of shit he put us through, I don't think so. You're gonna stay quiet, mate. Especially
Well-
Mr. Gibb. Why he's Mr. Gibb himself? He's a
It's more
so-called
consecration, man.
fucking yeah.
More
He's a
consecration.
news
Nah,
reporter.
man.
He's a reporter. He's a reporter. What? Just right now because his video is taken down. Now he's coming out against Wilder. Where was that same energy before?
And
He was
you
the
know,
same bum before.
And this is the thing. This is what I'll say to someone who is a supporter of Wilder, right? That's none of my business. The only time it becomes my business is when you come at me. You see what I mean? That I'm not gonna look for shit. I don't do that. Now, if you're
Ain't
under
got
my
time for that.
I don't have time for that. Like there's stuff in boxing that is going on that I actually give a fuck about. I don't give a fuck about Wilder. Like I'm sorry, like nah, I don't. If they fight in October, they're literally not getting my money. I don't care.
They're gonna
Same way
lose the
with
playoff baseball, man.
yeah, like bro, like shit, man. Anyway, Jack is
They're
here.
not gonna do more than 200K. They're not gonna do more than that pay-per-view. Anyways, Jay, I actually love you, man. I've been watching you for so long. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity and respect to you.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Now I'm gonna get the Jack.
Who's that? Is that Tui Basa? The guy that drinks the beer out of his shoes? So what?
Gonzalo.
Look like him. Hey, what's up?
Ooh.
You look like
Okay,
Tui Basa,
Julius.
that dude from the UFC that drinks beer out of his shoes. Sawabara Yobi.
Me, nah. I'm a normal citizen in the UK. You know what I mean? That's it. I mind my business. I love boxing and I love talking about boxing. But now is the first time I got a chance being on the Ring IQ, the #1 boxing channel. All right, I don't want to act like I'm the new LDBC for the Ring IQ. But, you know what I mean?
I want to get to this debate with Jack because I only got a little bit of time.
Take care, man. See you later.
All right, bro. All right, Gonzalo, I'm gonna take you off. It's just gonna be me and Jack. Okay, Jack. I guess just let everybody know what your point of oh, that shit looked dope. Let me do that again. Wait. Boom, 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 boom. All right. No, I'm just playing. All right, just Just let everybody know what your point of contention is, and just like what the subject matter is. Like, what is it specifically that you feel is up for debate?
Yeah, I just woke up, so that's why I would have came earlier, but I just woke up, so I'm kind of like, you know, but
Jack, I just woke up too, Jack. Well, the only reason I'm awake is because I had to put my son on the school bus. But
yeah, the only reason I woke up is because people were texting me like he's live, and I was like, shit, I'm gonna go right back to bed after this. But what I wanted to talk about, what's that?
I was hunting you, Jack. I'm hunting you.
Man. I wanted to talk to you about like the pound for pound listings yesterday because I heard you say, and correct me if I'm wrong, you said Nonito Donaire is above Josh Taylor on your pack. Am I wrong there?
Yeah, I have him there. Based on, once again, and this is important, you know, and I know that everybody's pound for pound list is different.
Absolutely, yeah.
BoxRec
Mine's
list,
not right. Yours not right. No one's is
that's
factual. It's all subjective.
Exactly. BoxRec is based on an algorithm that's flawed, by the way. Rings is based on a tally of votes. So is ESPN's. So my thing is, I don't follow those lists. I don't pay attention to anyone else's list. I only pay attention to mine and how it's structured and why it's structured that way. So based on how it's structured, Nonito would be ahead of Josh. Not by a lot, but yeah, he'd be ahead of him.
Yeah, BoxRec, it's funny you mentioned that because they have Gilberto Ramirez 14th in the world pound for pound right now. And number one in the 175 division. So it's all subjective. The one thing I was just kind of curious about, though, was because you were ranking, you said you rank Donaire above Usyk. Donaire above Usyk and Josh. Not Josh. See, man, I just woke up. You put Donaire above Josh Taylor and Usyk. So, and I was thinking, because you went over the time stuff, you were saying, like, it's all in time. But in recent time, because I know you're saying how in the last 2.5 years, Usyk hasn't done anything. He's only fought Derek Chisora and like Chad or Chaz Witherspoon. But Josh Taylor has done more in the last 2 years than Nonito Donaire has. But you're ranking you.
No, we can't say that.
He became undisputed.
No. You said did more. What he's done in the last 2 years is he fought a unified champion. That's reflected in my ranks. How many fights does Josh have? What does he have? Like 16, 17? He doesn't have 20 fights. I know that. He has under 20 fights. Now
I'm checking BoxRec. He has 18.
Yeah, he's got like 18 fights, right? Now, Josh is already, you can see based on where he is on my list that he's being given the credit because your average fighter with 18 fights is not a pound for pound fighter, let alone close to top 5. He's not with 18 fights. I'm giving Josh the credit for Baranchik. I'm giving him the credit for Prograrius. I'm giving him the credit for Ramirez. I'm giving him that credit. But to say that he's done more in the last 2 years, I don't know about that. He only fought one champion in the last 2 years.
Do you have like your list set out already? Like just top 5?
Let me pull it out. Let me pull it out.
Because I don't want to make like random accusations,
The basic, all right. So on my list, the way it breaks down, and once again, I think that a lot of people are too stuck on Nonito, who may not even be there for very long. Canelo's number 1, Terrence is number 2, Inoue is number 3, Nonito is number 4, Kazuto is number 5, and Josh is number 6. If Nonito gets beat later this year, which is a very plausible scenario, he's out. Who moves up? The guys behind him. Josh is one of the guys behind him. So
yeah,
that kind of settles it right then and there. That the only reason Nonito is there is because of the tally based on his track record and what he just did, because that's what I look at. I look at the past and I look at the present, but the present is actually more important than the past, because if you're not a champion in the present, you don't even get considered. If you don't have a belt in the present, you don't get consideration until you can show me that you can beat world champions here today. Whatever you did in the past, that's in the past. Now, if you show me you still got it, now I'm going to look at your body of work, all of it, everything you did, every way you did it, and I'm going to compare that to the other fighters that are on this list. Nonito's been a champion in more weight classes than Josh. It's just the truth. He's competed at that level longer than Josh. That's just the truth. I can't tell you what will happen when Josh tries to become a 2-division champion. What I can tell you is Nonito did that. He literally did that. He went up in weight. He became a 2-division champion and a 3-division champion. Whereas here today, I don't know that Josh is going to be able to do that. All I know is that he's undisputed at 140. That's it. That's the only thing he's got on Nonito.
Yeah, that's our pound for pound lists are very similar. I do have Usyk, so I got Canelo number 1, Inoue number 2, Usyk number 3, number 4, Josh Taylor, number 5, Teofimo Lopez. And that for me, I'm ranking mine off of like just accomplishments and like resume. Like for example, Teofimo number 5. I don't know how you feel about like undisputed at 135 if he's undisputed
not undisputed.
or not. Yeah,
he's not undisputed.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But I do think the wins over Nakatani, Kome, and Vasyl Lomachenko specifically, like I said, it's subjective. You may disagree. I understand that.
It's that. All right, let's establish something, right? Subjective does not describe that situation. Franchise status is not a world title. The lineage.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about resume. No, I agree with you.
Okay, let's put it another way. Let's put it another way. For example, you have Usyk. I didn't hear Crawford, but you have Usyk. What did Usyk do that Crawford didn't do? Because they both became undisputed. Usyk's claim to fame, for example, is, oh, you became undisputed. That's cool. What else? Because he was undisputed, but he was a 2-time lineal champion, 2-time Ring Magazine champion, 3-division champion. Beat 4 world champions to your 3.
I think his resume, like by the names he fought, is much better because his run. Like, who'd you say whose run was better for undisputed, Crawford or Usyk?
I would say Usyk's, and this is anecdotal. I liked Usyk's run more than Crawford's for undisputed, but I like Crawford's run as a boxer more overall. Those are just anecdotes, and I don't use those. What I'm looking at is, okay, you achieved a pound for pound rank for becoming undisputed. He did that before you did it, but that's not the only thing he did. So if I'm looking at a total body of work, Terence Crawford has a more robust body of work than Alexander Usyk. What you're trying to do now, he did that already. You know, like you became undisputed at your weight, and then you moved up, and now you're trying to fight for a title. Okay, Crawford already did that. He did that. He's moved up 2 times. You're trying to do what he did, become a champion in a second weight. So on my list, based on how it breaks down, now I can't put Usyk ahead of Crawford. That makes no sense. Not based on my criteria. You still trying to do things that he did. He's 2-time lineal, 2-time Ring Magazine. You're 1-time lineal, 1-time Ring Magazine. You're undisputed. He was undisputed, but he was not just undisputed. He's been a champion at 3 weights. You've only been a champion in 1. The last 2 years, he's defended his title. You have no title. You've been fighting journeyman. And I'm not knocking him. Once again, it's not a knock. It's just, what's Chaz Witherspoon? Ain't he a journeyman? Yeah, he's a journeyman.
Yeah.
Derek Chisora. I love Derek. Any opportunity I get to see him fight, I'm going to watch because I love Derek. But he is a journeyman.
I don't know about journeyman, Derek Chisora. I mean, okay, wait. Let's talk about this specific one thing real quick because I never interrupt people. You like to talk a lot. No offense, you do. It's clear you got a passion for the sport. But one thing I want to say about Derek Chisora is Unrivaled Box Top says gatekeepers are journeymen. If you want to put it like that, then I would say Derek Chisora is a gatekeeper, but I would kind of consider journeyman a level below that. But he is a gatekeeper. I would consider Derek Chisora top 10. Would you? A top 10 heavyweight. Like low tier top 10 probably.
Top 15, but not top 10. There's guys, because if we're going to get into anecdotes, I don't think that Derek finishes the fight with Arslanbek Makhmudov. I don't. I don't think he finishes the fight with Hrgovic. I don't. There's a lot of guys that I can think of. If we're going to get anecdotal, right, which is just what we think off the top of our heads,
Yeah,
I can think of at least 5-6 guys that I think stop him. They don't just beat him, they stop him. That's right. And these are not guys that are established as top 10s yet, but give them time. And yeah, I think these guys are going to be something. They might be. So Derek, I think that the way people view journeyman depends on who you ask. I don't view journeyman as being a bad thing. Why? Pablo Cano was a journeyman when he beat the dog shit out of Linares. That dude had 7 losses. Castellanos, when he fought Gamboa, that guy had something like, what, 6, 7 losses? He knocked out Gamboa where Devin Haney went the distance with him, and Gervonta Davis damn near went the distance with him. This journeyman, he stopped him in 7, I believe it was, 7 rounds. Journeyman does not... Journeyman is, at least to me, it's not a bad thing, but journeymen have characteristics you fall short of elite. You can give a guy a hard night. You might even win sometimes, but you fall just short of elite.
Yeah. Well, I understand that, and like I heard you say the other day, you don't probably because I'm assuming you think it's disrespectful. The word bum. I don't like to use that word either because anyone who steps in the ring has guts, you know. But what do you say? Chisora not a gatekeeper. He's never held a world title. I mean, Charles Martin. World titles are. I mean, Charles Martin. Who'd win in the fight? Okay, this is the eye test again. Charles Martin versus Derek Chisora. Who'd win?
That's not fair to Charles. See, that's why I don't do that. That's that's not fair to Charles. No, this is why I'll tell you it's not fair to Charles. Derek Chisora has been around longer than Charles Martin, correct?
Yeah.
Derek Chisora has had more world title opportunities, I'd say, or at least he's been around long enough that I cannot slight what Charles Martin did do for what Derek did not do. Derek has never been a champion, not even for 2 seconds. Charles has. That's the truth. So I'm not going to take... I don't know. They have to fight. They have to fight.
Who do you think would win?
I don't know. That's the thing. It doesn't matter who I think would win. They have to fight. We're talking about matters. See, this is why I don't do anecdotes. I deal in fact. They have to fight. For example, I could have told you that I thought Beck the Bully was going to beat Gabriel Rosado. I think most people thought Beck was going to beat Gabriel Rosado, but he fucking didn't. Regardless of what we thought, he fucking didn't. He got knocked out. Nobody
Bro, I actually won a
coming.
lot of money on that fight.
Well, then you better than a lot of motherfuckers. That's all I'm gonna say. But
I was
case in
out.
point, Beck the Bully, I believe, was the betting favorite with the bookies. I know he was the betting favorite to a lot of people on Twitter because I saw it. They thought Beck.
I bet $10 won $85.
All right. So anecdotes and predictions, that doesn't matter. It could be, we could be wrong. Any one of us can be wrong. What matters is Charles Martin factually has done something that Derek has never done. Even today, it's the truth. And I'm not going to take down what he did a peg to accommodate Derek. Maybe I think Derek would beat him. Or maybe I think Charles, he's got a good corner these days. The other thing is he's got a good corner these days, so I don't know. I saw Charles against Gerald Washington, and I like what I saw. He fucked him up. Real nice. Real good shit. I ain't forget that. He fucked him up real nice. And I'm
kind of lagging out. I don't know if you can wait one sec. You're kind of like freezing. Shit.
Yeah, that's on your end. I think that's on your end, bro.
Okay, no, I got everything out. We're good.
Like, I'm not, regardless of how he gets there, I'm not gonna diminish or belittle that he did something. When you guys retire as boxers, he's gonna be able to look back and say, I was a champion, even if it didn't last long. I was a champion. Derek is not going to be able to say that. That's just the truth. That's not my opinion. That's not an anecdote. That's just the truth.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's never been a champion, but I felt like you were kind of praising people. You were rating because like you said, he's not a champion. So do you not rate anyone pound for pound if they're not a champion? Like if they just went undisputed, just went up. Okay.
Everybody on my list. Now, this is important because I think this is a stumbling block for a lot of people. You need to be a champion just to be considered. You may not get in. But in order for me to even look at you, potentially, you must be a champion. Why? Because that's the bar of standard in boxing. That's the standard. If I told you, for example, man, motherfucking Mario Barrios, he'll never be a champion at 140. He'll never be a champion at 147, right? If I said this, what does that mean about Mario? Is he pound for pound?
Fuck no.
Right? Now, if I told you, now put the shoe on the other foot. If I told you, not only do I think, if I told you Mario beats every champion at 140 and 147, what does that mean?
It means you don't know shit about boxing.
No, I mean, in other words, if he were capable of that, if he
Yeah, it doesn't make him pound for pound because he hasn't done anything yet.
more along the lines of what if he did? What if he did beat every champion from 140 to 147? What would that
Yeah,
make
I see
him?
your point. Yeah, pound for
So
pound.
that's the bar. That's always been
I
the
see
bar.
that.
That if you can beat champions, you have to be able to beat champions, not just top contenders and prospects. No, you have to beat champions. That's how it's always been, to be in that conversation. Now, there's other characteristics that have always been consistent with pound for pound, like moving up in weight. It's not the end all and be all, but it is a characteristic because that's what Sugar Ray Robinson did. He moved up from welterweight to middleweight. Most of the footage available of him is middleweight footage. We don't have any damn near footage of him at welterweight. I would love to see it because they say he was better as a welterweight. You know what I mean? But this is the bar. This is what it is. So for my list, and it could be different for someone else, that's their prerogative. But on my list, you need to be a champion first. And then we got to look at the rest.
Yeah. The thing about that is I'm still so you rate. So did you ever have Vasyl Lomachenko on the pound for pound list? Because you were talking about how Josh Taylor did not have 20. You're like, he had less than 20 fights, so you can't rank him like higher than Donaire. I don't get that.
No, I didn't say that.
You're saying how he has less than two. You're saying how he has
no.
less than 20 fights.
I brought up the number of fights that he has because that shows you that I'm giving him credit. That your
how much he's
average
accomplished
fighter,
in that short amount of
exactly
time.
how many fighters that are only 18-0 are broaching top 5? How many? Not many. He's the one that is. The same logic that went into Vasyl Lomachenko's rank, for example. Vasyl Lomachenko still has under 20 fights, I believe. But this is a guy who managed to get it with under 20 fights. Under 20. Top 5. Number 1 in some circles. That's the credit that he's being given. Now, he was never number 1 on my list. I have to admit that. He was never number 1 on mine. But the fact that you're in the top 5 with under 20 fights, that speaks for itself. Because the vast majority of fighters that have 20 fights, they ain't in there. This motherfuckers with 40 fights ain't getting in there. Like Zerto.
Yeah. Wait. What the fuck? I'm looking at the chat and people are like, Jack, stop making a fool of yourself. Jack the Simpleton. We're literally just talking boxing. He says, nice try, Jack. Julie says, well, Jack, how? We're literally just talking boxing about a pound for pound list. He's literally not score. We're literally just having a debate. We're not even really having
a discussion. This is why I say other people that have pound for pound lists need to write down or do it on their phone. What is it exactly that you're using to dictate who goes where? Put it, you can make a little paragraph for each fighter and say, this is why he's here. This is why he's here. This is why he's here. Because when we have these discussions, I've done that already. I told everyone and I posted for everyone, well, this is what I'm doing. I'm taking a tally of the guy's whole career and what he's doing now. So that's how I score it. But anecdotal, I can't use anybody's anecdotes because I'm not even using my anecdotes. If I were going to use my anecdotes to say, who do I believe is the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the sport of boxing, just off belief, not merit? Nope. Crawford. Give me a heavyweight Crawford. Nobody beats him. Nobody beats him. So, he's a stronger finisher than Tyson Fury. That's the truth.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
All right, now you remember. The bar of standard for pound is if this fighter were the same size as a heavyweight, let's say the number 1 heavyweight, which some people think is Tyson Fury, right? If you give me a heavyweight Crawford fighting like Crawford, nobody beats this kid. That's my opinion.
Well,
It's my
hey,
opinion.
no, yeah,
It's
no,
my
yeah, I
opinion.
understand. Yeah, I can see what you mean. But pound for pound for me is accomplishments and resume and how they compare like all time, like it's all time great like rankings, but in the current day, like who's the best from what they've done. Like I understand because if we're looking at the pound for pound list, like you said no one in any weight class would beat Crawford. Just but Mark says, "Oh Lord, let me on."
I said opinion wise. If I go off opinion, now
Yeah.
we're fully aware that I do not go off of opinion. I have literally made an itemized list of key points, boxes that need to check off. Right now, the guy that checks off on all of those boxes is Canelo. So my number one pound for pound fighter is Canelo. Until further notice, until somebody bumps him off, he's number one. And that's not based on my opinion. It's not. It's based on the same accomplishments I use to rate everybody else. They're all on an even. I'm using the same stuff to rate him and him and him. It's the same stuff. And when I do that, okay, Canelo checks off on more boxes more times than everybody behind him.
Yeah. Do you think that Crawford would beat Canelo? Pound like the mythical pound for pound thing we're talking about. If they're like the same weight.
If they fought, like, let's say, if we're gonna get into like hypotheticals, I don't think Crawford can beat Canelo at middleweight. Like, if you tried to make the fight, I don't think he can beat him at middleweight. That would be the only.
No. I meant like you said, if because you think Crawford could make heavyweight. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, like if they were the same weight, if they were like naturally the same size dudes. Because you were saying if Crawford,
Okay.
Now
I know what you mean. If they were the same size, regardless of where, yes, I do feel Crawford has a more malleable skill set than. Bear in mind, that's just an opinion. I don't swear by those, but you're asking me my opinion. I honestly do believe that Crawford is more malleable than Canelo in more ways than one. Crawford can get into a dogfight. He can sharpshoot. He can switch hit. He can take a punch. He's a multi-weight champion.
I like Crawford, but man, he hasn't fought anybody. Like his resume is horrible.
Bro, this is the thing. Where you tell me, right, that he hasn't fought anybody, we are gonna disagree because you're just what at least from where I'm sitting, you're relegating the entire career to his welterweight run. That's
no, I'm not.
Victor Postol.
Victor Postol. His best win.
Victor, I think it's one of them, honestly. What I like more about Crawford, forget about 140. What I like about Crawford, Ricky Burns and Ray Beltran were the number one and number two guys at 135 at that time. They fought each other. Things were contentious. Crawford fought them both to prove I'm number one. Fuck the both of y'all. I'm number one. I am number one. That's how you do that. Like, y'all can have y'all little whatever. I'm number one. I'll beat you both. No, let's not argue because I beat you both. Ray Beltran still went on to become a champion after that. He still became a champion after that. Ricky Burns became a champion after that. So it's not like they were cooked after he beat them. No, they kept fighting. They had some fights and they won. He moves up to 140. He fights Victor Postol, who Danny Garcia paid to step aside. Why are you paying him to step aside if he light work? For what? He light work, right? He ain't shit. He's nothing. So fight him. No, you don't fight him. You paid him to step aside. That is a fact.
Yeah, he's got a better resume, Crawford or Taylor, Josh Taylor.
I would say I like Taylor. I was more entertained, and I liked Taylor's run at 140 more. But once again, is Crawford? That's all he was, 140-pound fighter? No,
I'm talking about in general.
Crawford easily, Crawford, because I don't do the BS with the Jeff Horn win. I don't do that. That's bullshit. I don't do that.
I didn't bring up the fucking Jeff Horn.
Yeah, I bring up Jeff. I bring up. You know why I bring up Jeff Horn? Because the same credit that I give Crawford for moving up and spanking his ass is the same credit I would give Josh if he did that. If Josh moved up when Horn was champion, WBO champion, if Josh moved up and fucked him up real good, real fast, yeah, you get the credit, bro. That's champion. It's not my opinion, for example, that Jeff Horn gave Manny a harder fight than fucking Thurman. Fucking Thurman, you started this fight off in your back pocket. You got dropped in the first round.
Yeah.
Go back and watch the Horn fight and tell me if Manny was cruising with Jeff the way he was cruising with fucking Keith.
No, but dude,
wild.
seriously, I feel that Josh Taylor overall at the moment. Okay, let's look. Baranchek, Prograis, Ramirez, Postal. I think those are all better than Crawford's overall name. Because what do we got? 135 Gamboa. That was 135, right?
140 Postal, and he beat Postal more comprehensively than Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez. Both of them struggled with that fighter. He didn't.
But okay, that's one name. Has Crawford ever beat anybody like Prograis?
I would say Jeff Horn is a better one for Crawford than Ivan Baranchik is for Josh Taylor.
What about Prograis and Ramirez?
I would still say Jeff Horn is a better one for Crawford than Prograis is for Josh Taylor.
Whoa.
Is it my imagination or did Jeff get his belt from Manny?
Oh, dude, that's
because it is a yes or no. Manny went into that fight a champion. Jeff ended up with his belt in the end.
So you don't. So I know it's kind of. Well, I mean, speaking of Donaire again, he beat Ubali. So is that how you rate the level of a champion? Like, do you rate by names or do you rate by eye test?
No, I rate by body of work. For example, okay, Regis Prograis fought Kirill Rillick to become a champion at 140. Jeff Horn fought Manny Pacquiao to become a champion. And he did struggle. I mean, you can tell me that in other words, I'll accept that you think that Manny really won. I can accept that. I can accept if you think the fight was tight, but Regis fought Kirill Rillick for the WBA. How the fuck does Kirill Rillick compare with fighting Manny Pacquiao?
Sorry, your fucking face. You're like, how the fuck? This
is what I mean. This is what I mean. Like the Manny Pacquiao, Jeff Horn literally fought a younger Manny Pacquiao than Keith Thurman fought, than Errol Spence Jr. is about to fight. And I'm posted shit on Jeff. Fuck Jeff, right? Because he's not from America, so fuck him, right? No, I'm not gonna do that. What he did was special. That's the truth. Everybody thought he was gonna get killed. That's the truth. They thought he was gonna lose. Oh, I did too. Nah, he went in there and he held the motherfucking lever. Like, no, dog, no. I ain't here to lay down. Now, Keith, he started the fight off laying down, running his mouth, talking shit. You got dropped in the first round. Shut the fuck up. Anybody who blew smoke up my ass about you, shut the fuck up. He had the nerve. Now remember, he said Jeff Horn is barely a champion. The universe doesn't like certain people. I'm gonna let you in on a secret, Jack. The universe doesn't like certain people. The universe don't like Keith Thurman. Everybody forgot what he said about Jeff. I didn't. That's why I can see the joke. You said all that shit about, oh, he's barely a champion, barely a champion. You went in there with the same guy that he went in there with, and you got fucking owned. Owned. Now you a beggar. You begging for people to give you a shot. It's not a coincidence.
Yeah, well, a thing that's kind of like, what do you think about vacant belts? So if someone wins a vacant belt, like, do you consider them like not a champion?
No, if they win a vacant title, they get to legitimize themselves, not by winning the vacant title, but by defending it. Defend it. Because there's winning the title. Like I know you probably don't watch the girls as much as I do, right? I understand. It's your thing. I don't expect everybody to be into everything that I am. But there's an English girl.
No, I love women's, but no, I'm just kidding.
No, it is what it is. Like once again, I don't expect everybody to like what I like. But there's an English girl, right? Her name is Shannon Courtenay. She won a vacant title, right?
Bridges.
Right? Shannon, in winning that title, you haven't dealt with the real monsters at your weight. You fought Rachel. Rachel's all right, but she hasn't fought the monsters at that weight. Ebony, I love Ebony. She hasn't fought the monsters at that weight. So you beating her for a vacant title? That ain't it. There's girls here that'll fuck you up real good and real fast. And when you in there with them, then we'll know if you're a real champion. Till then, want a vacant title.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Vladimir, he won I believe it was the Vacant Ring magazine with Chaigev. And I don't hail Vladimir as one of the greats because he beat Chigev. No, it's because he defended it. How many times? This is a fucking legend. Fucking legend.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because I only said I wanted like 10 minutes to debate. I kind of just understand now that the fact that you rate people is like the fact that they have to have like a belt, and I understand that. So that's really the reason why I came on, and I'm kind of tired. So
Yeah, me too. Because I got to get ready to go on the Boxing Voice in like I think 40 minutes. So I'm gonna log off now. It was good talking to you. Next time I go live,
yeah,
we'll
you
come
too,
back.
man.
We'll chop it up again. All right.
Yes, sir. All right, man. You have a good one.
Night.